shocking developments tonight over the controversial comments by Duck Dynasty star Phil Robertson. We're getting some reports out there that Twitter may be blocking users from tweeting a link to this I Stand With Phil petition website. That is a petition that is in support of Phil Robertson. Joined now by our fantastic panel tonight, Monica Crowley, Fox News contributor who served as a foreign policy assistant to President Nixon, and Mercedes Colwin, Fox News legal analyst and Fox News contributor. Julie Roginski. Ladies, welcome. Good to have you here. I mean, this is, Monica, if that's true, you know, why would Twitter be blocking? I mean, that's a rather political statement on their part if that's what they're doing. And we want to make sure that we point out that there's a few websites that are saying that that's what's going on. We can't verify it yet.
That's true. If it's true, this wouldn't be the first time that Twitter would be charged with censoring some conservative groups. They have been charged with this kind of thing before, and again, we don't know if it's true. But in this particular petition, 200,000 people signed this in support of Phil. And what this kind of thing does, because the website was blocked from Twitter, we don't know how or why yet, but what it does is actually have the opposite reaction, right? So it ends up ginning up a lot more support for Phil Robertson
and
draws a lot more attention to the situation.
So what do you think A&E is going to do, Mercedes?
I think they're going to keep him. I mean, there's been such an outcry against anyone that's opposing Robertson. They're going to keep him. I mean, look, there's 12 million viewers a night. That's unbelievably high. Probably the highest rated cable show in history.
It feels like they've been mum for quite a while, though. I mean, Cracker Barrel turned in, you know, within 24 hours on their decision. But A&E seems to be mulling this over a little bit longer than you might expect.
And that's a great point. They're going to look at. They're also going to look at that contract. If there's some sort of morality clause, if there's something that they can hang out their hats on and say, look, you know, this is something that you breached. Maybe you can't continue in the show. But given the outcry and the outcry against being against Robertson, I think, frankly, they're going to keep him.
Interesting piece today, Julie, in the Atlantic, which basically stuck up for Phil Robertson and said, look, 45%, according to the Pew poll, feel very similarly to the way that he does. This is a very divisive issue in this country. And they went back to quote the different sections of the Bible that backed up what Phil Robertson said, and also said, you know, well, A&E would fire Pope Francis based on their assessment of Phil Robertson. What do you think of that?
Listen, I am a tremendous First Amendment proponent. If you don't like what Phil Robertson, whatever his name is, I'd actually never heard of him until last week, but if you don't like what this guy, Duck Dynasty guy says, turn the channel. You don't have to watch us. Nobody's compelling you. I think it's a win-win for A&E. All of a sudden, people like me, who, by the way, have never even heard of the show until this past week, now might be tuning in. If you're A&E, you're pretending you're upset about this. I think they actually secretly might kind of enjoy this. Because now when they bring him back, and he is coming back, we all know he is, all of a sudden people are going to be watching. Even more people are going to be watching. Call me cynical, but I think this is actually a win-win for them.
I think you're right. I think the lawyers are going through these contracts very closely because they might be saying, we want out of here. We've got some better offers in other places, but they may not be able to go based on their contracts. So, all right, we all know